Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to another great episode of Kyndra's Corner, man, comedic edition. I love these episodes because it just really, I get to let my hair down. I can't share everything that I really want to share, even though I'm a comedian, for whatever reason, everything, whatever you say out here is just going to be in the internet forever, right? But hey, at least I get a chance to just be who I am just for a moment. I got a special guest today, and I've got a returning guest, a new guest, and I'm so glad that he finally got a chance. He was on this long tour, doing his thing, selling out shows everywhere. Women were throwing their granny draws at him, and he's got them hanging up in his back. But anyway, man, speaking of him, his last woman's vagina was like old car tires. It stopped gripping because it was worn out due to excessive mileage. Corey, I'm so glad that you finally let her go. So proud of you.
Yeah, well, so am I. It took a while to get away from that, but it is what it is.
You know your worth. Let me go to the next person. He likes to wake up and just get straight to masturbating. Like, sir, did you even thank God yet? Ryan Renz, come on now. You know better than that.
You can't be a master if you don't do it consistently. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, thank you so much, Corey, first time. And Ryan, man, I appreciate you always coming through clutch each and every time. Like I said, when I make it bigger, I'm on that stage accepting some award, your name's going to get shout out. So you're going to have the granny draw sold at your door. Be prepared, Ryan.
Love that.
Be prepared. Hold on, before we get started, Corey, have you ever had, because women will try to purposely, because oh no, this relationship isn't over, we're going to still stay with each other. Have you ever had a woman purposely try to leave her underwear or whatever to try to get you caught up or something in that manner, to be like, no, we're not leaving, or whatever it might be?
I've had kind of something like that happen. I had a couple of friends out by the ocean, and I used to have an apartment out there. And we came back and we were hanging out, and the next thing you know, I see a red thong just sitting on my floor, and I'm like, okay, I guess that means there's going to be a return caller. A-okay.
Did you return?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right. And y'all lived happily ever after?
Not happily ever after, but happily, 15 minutes at a time, I guess you could say. So.
All right. Well, listen, shout out to her. Ryan, have you ever had something similar like that happen to you?
I've had it happen to me, but I've also, definitely have had it happen to me where I'm like, this girl definitely left the jacket here so she can come back. But I've also been in a situation where I've left a watch at a girl's house, and I was like, I want that watch back so badly, but I don't really care much to see this girl again. And I sat there, and I'll never forget sitting there with my friend. I'm telling him, I'm like, yeah, man, problem is I left my watch there. And he's like, man. And he was like all on my side about it. And then he was just like randomly, he's like, how much was the watch? And I was like, like $30. He's like, oh, dude, fucking forget the watch. And I was like, no, man, I was gonna buy another watch. Yeah, it's like,
you see your friend wearing that watch the next day. Right?
I know.
It's like, thanks for the watch, pal.
Yeah, I was like, you clock sucker, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That reminds me, when you just said that, Corey, it reminds me there was this guy who told me he was in the men's bathroom at Walmart. In the men's bathroom, we used to work together. He said that what happened was he was playing some type of game where anyway he ended up losing the game, like some type of gambling game, right? Which I'm like, bro, in the men's bathroom, I'm like, what really goes down in the men's bathroom? Y'all be doing all that, right? Anyway. Maybe this particular men's bathroom. I just get intrigued by the stories. Well, anyway, he said what happened was he left his watch. Like he took his watch off to play this gambling game. He left it, and the next day he's like, "Oh shoot, my watch!" The same guy came through and had his watch on, and he said he knew it was him when one of his coworkers, he threw up like a peace sign, and he saw the watch like blinking. So he said, "I waited till he went to the restroom." And I waited, nobody else, everybody came out. 3 people he checked. He said, hey, bro, he started talking, hey, that watch, where you get it from? Oh, man, grandma gave that to me. Whatever, made up a lie. He said, bro, that's my watch. He said, go ahead, you're going to have to run me that watch. He's like, what are you talking about? This is my watch. He said he pulled out a knife, like a pocket knife. And he says, bro, give me my watch back. He's like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, come on now, you know how the streets are. So I'm just doing the same thing. And so anyway, he gave him his watch. He says, he tried to come back a few days later with some of his posse to try to like, bully me because I sat there and I did what the streets would do. But he didn't try it because I'm like, bro, try it if you want to. I'm like, man, you know what? Over a watch. So I guess that's the thing. Watch. Give it back.
My grandmama gave me that watch. Yeah.
Let me ask y'all before I go to the interesting news. Corey, have you ever had a thing where you've had an issue? Let's say you almost or did actually fight someone for something that they stole of yours, and you're like, bro, it's like it was a principle behind the matter?
I try to reason instead of getting into fights, but I've seen my twin brother getting all out brawls over jewelry. He has like a gold chain or like a cross, and he'd get knocked out and wake up and it'd be gone. And then he would literally fight all of his friends until he would find it. And then they'd literally have to knock him out to get him to stop. They called him Captain Slur. I'm not even joking.
That's pretty funny.
It's funny when you're on the outside, but when you're on the inside, you're like, this drunk motherfucker.
Yeah, he's like, here he goes again.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking for the TV remote. It's like, we don't have it, man.
Give me my remote. Yeah.
Ryan, what about you? Or have you had a friend who was like a hothead like that, where it's like, bro, like, I'm not gonna come out with you because like something always happens like this?
I definitely have had a friend who was like real into taking Xanax, and it's just like, yeah, it's very unpredictable when you got a friend who's drinking and taking Xanax. I mean, the one time we were out there, I don't remember exactly what happened. I mean, I know there's been times where he got stuck in a hole, which is like, sounds crazy made up, but it's like literally stuck in like a hole. I don't even know how he got down there. We had to like help him get out of this hole, and it was like, this is getting out of control at a point. I mean, just like then he'd start saying shout out things to women. Like, you're like, dude, this is nuts. Like, you're a liability at this point. Can't bring it around.
Dude, that is hilarious. I would love to be walking by like a hole in the ground and hear somebody say, use a bitch, you ain't shit. And be like, where's that coming from?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's Johnny in the hole. Somebody pissed on him, I'm sure.
Yeah. Somebody like put him in the hole, and he was like all bloody down there. He's like, dude. It's like really funny. Whoever was like, yeah, let's handle this. I know exactly where we can put him. There's a hole where he'll be stuck in.
I bet they pulled that stuff in Vietnam all the time.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Well, let me go to the interesting news. Corey, I'm going to start with you first since you are, my guest for the evening. So a woman is in critical condition at the hospital after being shot 9 times while she was having sex in the backseat of a car with a man. All right? You had to be specific who it was. She was so hurt that she was unable to provide a statement to law enforcement, which I'm like, why at that point y'all going to... Anyway, so she was shot in her left chest, left breast, left hand, 3 wounds to her arm, left mid-back, left butt cheek, and her right lower side. Corey, what are your thoughts on this?
She's a pro at taking back shots. That's what I would say, Kyndra.
Oh, man. That's good. That's exactly what I was going to say. I was like, yeah.
It's either that or, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's like the 50 Cent of taking back shots, It's just like,
right.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of nuts. It's just I'm more impressed with the guy being able to fire off that many shots,
Money shots and back shots,
But I mean, like 9, you're like, God damn, this guy's got stamina.
Right. He's like, back and forth.
Yeah.
Then that's the only way you can get off is when you're being shot at after that, I guess.
Clearly, he couldn't aim.
Right.
What do you think the beef was that could have led to her just it doesn't say nothing about the guy being shot. It was just her, right?
What was this? This was Tory Lanez and Megan, right? Is this what we're talking about?
You know what? You're funny.
I mean, considering it's all on her left side, I would assume she was in the back driver's seat or like behind the driver's seat on the left side. Somebody was probably just walking by, eating their ice cream, minding their own business. And they're like, is that my girl? Get your gat. And they start just shooting each other or something like that. I don't know. Somebody causing trouble. But
yeah,
that's the only thing I could think of because somebody was shooting in the car on that side. But
yeah.
I doubt it would be a setup.
Ears are probably fucked up from shooting in such close proximity. I mean, like, I don't know if you guys ever shot a gun. You shoot a gun, you're like, oh my God, my ears.
Oh yeah, it's loud.
No, of course.
Like most of the times too, they're like, yeah, you gotta put earplugs in for this. I was like, dude, I don't see there's like nobody. I guess I don't know. Wild West, they weren't running around with earplugs in, like, but maybe they were.
Right.
Who knows?
Hold on, let me get my sawdust.
Yeah, which makes me think about that guy with the watch getting stolen, because that probably happened all the time back in the day. In the Western times, they'd be like, "Hey man, tell me what time it is," and he's like, "I don't think I will." Put this pocket watch back, and then he gets shot and just picks up his pocket watch. You know, he's like, "All right, cool. Well, now I know."
She left some blood behind in his back seat, and he's like, "Oh yeah, she's coming back."
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? But I've shot a gun, like of course at the range, but even with the earplugs, and then you have headphones. It's still loud. It's like,
oh yeah.
And I told Ryan this. You know, this is when the podcast had ended. But I was saying I have a noise sensitivity, right? So I don't like anything that's loud. Like I remember this was a few years back. Now, I'm sure we've all lived in a neighborhood, right? I hope that we haven't, but hey, life happens. We lived in a neighborhood where you see a crackhead fighting a pigeon, right? Like one of those neighborhoods that's just rough, right? Mm-hmm. And so, and then the rent is still high, and it's like, what are we doing right here, right? And so, I remember this was this is during COVID, and we had finals, and it was like I think it was like on a Friday morning, and I'm sitting here taking my math test. And all of a sudden, outside of my window, shots just started firing. It's broad daylight. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning, right? Like, and so I'm like, what the? And the only thing I kept thinking was my cat. I hope Tony is okay, right? I'm like, Tony! And she flew to my room. Tony's okay. She's good, right? But it was outside, and all of a sudden, a matter of a few minutes, of course, police swarming like, dang, y'all show up for this, but like, somebody broke in the other day, y'all didn't show up for that, right? But it was some kids. They never caught them or anything else like that. Of course, we weren't going to say nothing.
Out of curiosity, what color was the cat? Curious.
She's black on one side, brown on the other side, and split down the middle. She's white in the middle.
Street smart cat. That was the street smarts getting out of there.
Let me tell you.
You gotta watch out for them pigeons.
Listen. Tony, let me tell you what she'll do. One time, it was another time around this time as well. Somebody's like, I'm telling you, this neighborhood I live in is rough. That's why I can't wait. When I make it, I'm going to thank everybody. Corey, I'll even thank you too. All right. So I'm saying this on record. I'm going to thank Corey as well. Okay?
Oh, and I'll thank you as well. Trust me. I'm on my way up. And if so are you, then I'll see you on the staircase,
All right. There it is. So somebody actually ended up getting their ear shut off, right?
Wow.
The ear was like still, it's kind of like
Vincent Van Gogh.
It was the best shot. You never saw so many shots.
What is that? I have the image in my head. What is that? Potato Man, Mr. Potato Head and stuff like that. You know how you can assemble? That's kind of how it was. Like they just unassembled.
I resemble that remark.
Yeah.
And so the ear, which I didn't know that was the ear. I thought that was like tomato sauce. Somebody just left their food on the ground. I didn't know what it was. But all I know was that what happened was there was a shooting, and then this was at nighttime, and so officers with like big guns, like the ones that hang from the neck, go all the way to their feet. Which I'm like, dang, y'all's neck is strong. They had to come into our house because they were really, what they were doing was just making sure we weren't hiding a fugitive. And I'm like, bro, come on now, right? But whatever. So my cat saw these three big black men at the front door, and she flew. As soon as she saw the police, she flew. I'm like, bro, you black for real? That's what I'm talking about, right? Bro, you know what? Yeah.
Well, it made me think too. I asked why if it was a black cat. I was curious if it was a black cat because black cats, like historically, they're like they bring bad luck or whatever. I was like, man, a black cat's life is going to be such a strange thing where he's just like, man, I just see bad shit all day long. Like
you just hear him flushing the catnip.
Maybe he's the bad luck. Like it's like, did he bring the bad luck? But it's like even then, it's just like I know it's just like a little a stereotype of the black cat, which you're like, well, who came up with that stereotype? Because that's crazy. You're like, it just seems like it's wild. You're like, what's up with this? And why? How did this cat get such a bad rap?
Of course, same thing with orange cats, right? Like, how is that like orange?
They say they're dumb. Yeah.
Or they're
orange cats are crazy.
Yeah, that's what they say. And I'm like, how? Like, what exactly happened in the orange cat gene? Well, my cat, she's just disrespectful, right? And that's my fault because I babied her too much when she was a kitten. And she just sits here. Like, there have been times where she's woken me up so I can just take her outside, right, to open the door. And I'm like, I'm getting sleep. She doesn't care about that. She's just rude. Let me
They know who the boss is. Cats are big on that, yeah.
That's my fault, right? So the only thing I would say about this, like, with the law enforcement, if they knew this woman was being shot up, why would y'all even ask for a police report? Like, hey, what happened? Like, that doesn't make it. You see, this woman is decrepit. All right, like you see, like, why would you ask her for whatever? Like, they, common sense is not common. Corey, let me come back to you. So the random poll: what is the most awkward place that you've ever been caught doing something you shouldn't have been doing, or maybe your twin brother or someone that you know?
Well, we've all had times with exes and stuff where you're like out in the open or doing some like voyeurism or any of that type of stuff, Yeah. Well, let's just say you think that you're alone in the middle of a long driveway on the hood of a car, for example. And then you're about finished, and then you hear some rustling and you turn your head and you see 6 or 7 people waiting for a bus. Like, I didn't realize there was a straight line through the trees and they're just sitting there like, my girlfriend was like, don't stop. I was like, okay, there's nothing I can do at this point. So,
That's funny.
Oh, well, hey, there she is. Ryan, what about you? What's the most awkward place you've ever been caught doing something you shouldn't have been doing? Or you had a homeboy who told you a funny story?
Yeah, I don't know if I've been caught anywhere. I'm usually pretty sneaky. I'm pretty, I'm like, oh, whoa. But I mean, there's definitely been some times in like the woods where I'm like, it's dark out here. I was like, I'm like, you hear something, you're like, what is that? You don't know, but you never really know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever been like in a situation like that. I guess I've been very fortunate. I've been very sneaky my entire life. I definitely think I was making out when I was like 13 or 14. I was making out at like a movie theater, and somebody was just like, "Yo, knock it off!" Like, it's just like some employee there where you're like, "Whatever." And
Ryan's just being modest. He made eye contact with the 6 people at the bus stop.
That's funny. No, that is funny. I can't. I'm trying to. I probably, this is why you got to write your material down before, because I'm sure I'm going to think of something and the episode's going to end. It'll be like, oh my gosh, 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, oh, should have said that. The only thing that I can think of, and I'm sure I've shared this story. I don't know if I've shared this with Ryan on the podcast or whatever, but I'll share this with my brother. So, Corey, what happened? You talked about your twin brother, who basically is like, bro, you know what? Like, I don't know you. Okay, I know we like, I don't know who you are. I'm done. Okay, I'm not your twin no more, right? So, right. My youngest brother's the same way, in a sense, right? And so this is when he just got out of prison. And so, of course, after being in prison for like a few years, you think, oh man, I want to get some,
he's all hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get some cheeks and all that type of stuff. I got to get me a woman. So I don't know where he found this random girl at, right? But I just remember I came in the house and I unlocked the door and then he locked it back, right? And I was like, did my key, is this a magic show going on? Is Houdini on the other side? What's happening right now, right? And so I unlocked the door and all I heard, the girl was like, and it was dark. All I heard was, bruh. And then I saw my brother left her outside. Captain Underpants is what I called her because like, that's all I saw was really her underwear because she matched in with our black couch. We talked about what color was the cat. This woman was like Wesley Snipes, black. Okay, like Bernie Mac, black lip, all that. Whoopi Goldberg, black lips. Okay, she's black. And so he flew into the first room and left her out there. And so it was awkward because I didn't even say nothing. I just looked at her and I'm like, just get out. She flew. In my mind, I'm thinking, just get out. But she flew outside like a cat with catnip. You hear that little, that's what she did. And that was about it. And I was like, bro, I had a conversation with him the next day. I'm like, don't ever do that. Like, bro, go to a hotel. Go to her house. I mean, I know you ain't got no money for a hotel. Hitch a ride to go to her house, okay? Something in that manner.
Yeah, you don't want your couch to smell like your brother's balls. That's not fair to anybody.
Not great. Febreze for that. Nah.
You know what's so crazy, man? I think we've all been at people's homes at some point where they've had, we sat on the semen of their couch. And I'm like, bro, like, y'all need to have plastic cover or a towel. Like, I'm like, I don't want to sit on this. They're like, this is my house. You invited me. Like, come on now. Whatever. All right. Corey.
It's like you buy someone a vacuum and they never take it out of the box. Yeah.
let everybody know. So we're wrapping up I just did an episode where I always allow my guests to share their final thoughts and everything else like that. Give us your socials, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, where you're going to be headlining next or so. Go ahead.
You can find me on Instagram at Corey_Deelstra, CORY_DEELSTRA. I am going to be at the Second City tomorrow, I believe, doing stand-up for a variety show. And I'm going to be at the Greenwich Village Comedy Club on August 16th, I believe. It's a Sunday. So come check me out. Other than that, you'll see me on CBS, Fox, and in the background of your favorite movies being a big creep. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Nice meeting you, Ryan.
Ryan, tell everybody where they can find you, what your shows are this upcoming week or whatever it might be.
I'll be hanging outside of any local high school selling vegetables laced with nicotine. It's been real profitable. I'm really pumping out. And then I'll be at Helium Comedy Club August 18th in Philadelphia. Hit me up for comps. I'll give you some tickets. That'll be a fun time.
All right, great. All right. Well, listen, I thank you to both my guests. Corey, thank you for bringing the funny, because everybody who shows up, they're not funny. And I'm like, I don't know why you have not been booed off stage. You should have been booed off 10 years ago. Okay, I don't know who. I was about to say a famous comedian's name, but I'm not going to say that. I'll say that off camera.
Oh, I can name some too.
Make sure you all like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell on. Please support my guests, man. I really appreciate each and every person who decides to show up and comes on. With that being said, you all be blessed. You all be safe. We're out.